Hi, I hope you're well if you're watching this video. Look, in this video I just want to give a warning to people who are thinking about coming to China and working in an international school. Okay, we're back. I had to change my shirt. I just realised that I'd eaten I'd fried some, or I oven baked some hash browns and stuff. So yeah, there was a little mark on my shirt. I couldn't accept it.
Anyway, back to the topic.
If you're thinking about coming over to China to work in an international school, who am I to tell you that that's not the best idea in the world? Like, I'm not saying to anyone, don't come to China. I'm not a dream crusher. I'm not anyone like that. If you want to come to China, just come to China, and please, there is demand there. But what I want to say in this video is that this video is specifically aimed to maybe ex-Wall Street teachers or ex-center teachers who were in China before COVID. They want to come back and they see a job at an international school and they think the pay is good, the benefits are good, maybe they offer a house, it's a nice city, maybe it's Shanghai, maybe it's Beijing, maybe it's Nanjing, maybe it's Hangzhou, wherever. Maybe it's a city where they already have friends, they already have contacts, and maybe it's somewhere that they could imagine living. So, look, I'm not saying to those people don't do it, but what I am saying to them is, if you're like me and you're like someone who was made progress towards getting a teaching degree, now might be the time to finish it. In between now and China fully opening up and it becoming really easy just to come and go all of the time, because even though it's possible to come into the country, getting out, some people can't accept that. They might have sick relatives, or they might have commitments, or they might have they might not want this feeling of just being trapped inside the country. A big attraction for a lot of expats before the virus was that they could travel between China and Thailand, or they could travel to the Philippines, or they could travel to Indonesia, or they could travel to other destinations in Asia very, very easily. So in the current environment, that's not really possible. So what I'm saying right now, I'll just get very specific about it. When you're working at an international school as an ESL teacher, that can be a very different experience than if you're working as a subject teacher. And anyone who has worked in China might kind of remember those days. We all remember, I think everybody remembers those days where you met someone, or those nights where you met someone at a bar and they said, oh, I'm a teacher at this international school. And you sort of thought, well, that's cool, And then he told you his salary, and you're like, So it's well known. It's an age-old thing that subject teachers have been making more money than ESL teachers for a long time. But I just have anecdotal experience, and I've also got personal experience of just being an ESL teacher at an international school. How that feels in the pecking order, because those guys who have those qualifications, and they might be online qualifications, they might be qualifications that took a year. I talk to these British people and South African people, and they say, oh yeah, I got my PGCE or whatever it is. So that's like a license that enables them to teach at a high school in their country. So they qualify as international teachers. They can work at international schools. I have studied a Master of Teaching, more than half of it. I didn't do the practicum, and I didn't do, what else? A pedagogy unit, a couple of pedagogy units. So that's something I regret. But look, yeah, that's right. It doesn't matter what the qualifications are. They could be online. It doesn't matter. They have the qualifications. And within the school hierarchy, you, as an ESL teacher, you are... What happened there? Do I have a cat? Or am I married to... But defensive injuries. But if you're thinking about coming to China and working at an international school, if you're an ex-Wall Street person, if you're not thinking about coming back right now, like if you don't have to come back right now because you don't have family in China or you don't have an urgent need to come back, I would strongly encourage anyone to get that piece of paper. You know, that's not the piece of paper, it's an authenticity certificate, but get the piece of paper, get it, and your life will be... I feel like I'm advocating for something I haven't done, but I really feel like once you have that piece of paper and you're qualified to be a subject teacher, like you can teach English literature, you can teach history, you can teach sociology, you can teach geography, whatever, a whole world opens up to you, and not just in China, but in lots of other countries as well. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. I mean, I'm hesitant to talk anymore because there's a limit as to how much of my videos people seem to be able to watch. But look, it's none of my business. It's absolutely none of my business. But I'm just saying, like, just remember, if you have come from that Wall Street situation where you're being treated well, everyone's nice to you, you feel like a star, just understand that if you go to an international school as an ESL teacher, it might be a very different feeling. You know, you might feel like you're kind of not as important as you feel like you are, and maybe you've got 10 years of experience or whatever. So it's just something to think about. And if I was in Australia and someone was saying this to me and I watched this video, I might just be thinking about pagodas and beautiful Chinese girls and delicious food and stuff, and I just like, who is this guy? You know, like, whatever. But if I was watching this now in my situation, in my specific situation where I could have actually finished a qualification or got a qualification, yeah, it's definitely something to consider, and it's just like something I'd want to say to myself if I could go back and have a conversation with myself. If that makes sense. I'm probably going crazy. But yeah, anyway, hope everybody's well, and that's all. Bye bye.